Hello students, welcome. Now we will see different crystal structures. Before that we will see what is basis and what is the lattice point. Basis is number of atoms attached to lattice points. In the last lecture we have seen that lattice points are imaginary points that have been used to define the crystal structure or to define the lattice, right? So if we put a lattice point and if we put atoms into that lattice point, we will get a crystal structure. So definition of crystal structure is lattice plus basis is equal to crystal structure. Basis is nothing but a number of atoms per lattice point. It may be one number of atom, it may be two number of atom, it may be 1000 number of atoms. For example, in biological samples, some proteins have around 19,000 atoms per lattice point. At each lattice point they have 19,000 atoms. Another one, that atoms may not necessarily lie at the lattice point. It means that the center of atom and the center of lattice point may not necessarily match. There can be a difference as shown here. This is lattice point and these are two atoms attached to that particular lattice points. So how can you find out the basis? You just have to find out number of different atoms attached to that lattice point. You will give the basis or motif. Now there is called as primitive vectors. That primitive vector will give you the crystal structure. The role of primitive vector is to have a repetition and the surrounding should be same. For example, if I take this lattice point or this atom, the surrounding in all direction is same. If I translate this one by some finite unit distance, I should get a new position and that should be identical to this original position. So we will take a small example here. Suppose I have a vector here like this. This is the origin, this is A and this is B. Suppose A equal to B equal to 1, that is they are having unit length. If I translate this by 4A and 2B, so after 4A and 2B, so my R will become 4A plus 2B. Now R, that is resultant, is here. This is in between these two planes. If I translate by 4A, 4 means this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So I will get this new position and 2B from this 1 and 2. So this is my new O. So now this also has identical surrounding in all direction. It means it is repetitive in nature. That we call as a primitive vector. Similarly, if you go into the 3 dimension, we have A, B and C. These are the lengths in different directions. A repetition of these lengths will give you the R, that is the resultant vector in 3 dimension. If you translate this in 3 dimension, you will get a unit cell, and that unit cell, the surrounding should be same. Now we'll see some basic unit cells. Basic means for cubic we will see first 3, that's the simple cubic, body centered cubic and face centered cubic. Simple cubic unit cell is shown here. These are the lattice points and there is atom situated at each lattice point. There is one atom at one lattice point. So total number of lattice points in simple cubic is equal to 1 because lattice point shares 1 by 8 of the portion in one unit cell, that is equal to 1, and total number of sharing of atoms is also equal to 1 because atoms also are sharing 1 by 8 portions. 1 by 8 into 8 equal to 1. This is true for lattice point and this is for atom. So now if you have same number of atoms for same number of lattice points, that we call as monoatomic unit cell. If n number of lattice point is equal to n number of atoms, that we call as monoatomic. So the final will be 1 atoms per lattice point. So it will be 1 atom per lattice point. Now you should know the length of this unit cell, and that length we can find out using the radius of an atom. So here we can see that this is radius of first atom at the corner, this is radius of second atom at the corner, and this gives you 2r distance, and this, we know that this length is a, that this length is c, and this length is b. So a equal to b equal to c is here 2r. This is true for simple cubic. There is another term that we call as a coordination number. It means that a particular atom of interest is touching to how many number of atoms, or in simple term we can say that neighbors of that particular atom. So there is another term that we call as coordination number and neighbors of that atom. If we take an example of atom at the corner, for example this one, we take an example of this atom, we will find out neighbor of this atom. So one neighbor, this is directly touching to it, second one this is also directly touching to it, and third one this is also directly touching to it. Again similarly here we have one more atom, that is number 4, this is also touching to it like this. In the bottom side also there will be one, this is number 5th, that is also touching to it, and this side also there will be another one, that is also touching to it. So there are 6 number of atoms touching to the particular atom. So in simple cubic, coordination number equal to 6. In the case of BCC, we have 2 lattice points. One lattice point will be at the corner, so lattice point 1 by 8 into 8 plus 1 equal to 2. There are 2 lattice points and we have 2 number of atoms per unit cell. So here this center will have full sharing, that is equal to 1, and this corner atoms will have 1 by 8 into 8 equal to 1. So we have number of atoms is equal to 2. So again we can say that number of atoms per lattice point, that is 2 by 2 equal to 1. So this is monoatomic unit cell. Same number of atoms per same number of lattice points. The relation between A and R is very critical here, or is not that much easy because we don't know the distance. For example, you can say that we know this radius R, we know this radius R, so we can find out A equal to 2R plus this space, right? But the problem is we don't know how much distance is that, how much length is that, whether it may be in nanometer or kilometer, we don't know about it. So we will not use this relation here, we will find out by some other way, and that way is you have to find out the atoms touching together, and here they are touching by the body diagonal like this. Body diagonal, we know the length is a root 3 is equal to radius of this atom R, radius of this atom R, and diameter of this one because that is completely inside the unit cell. So 2r plus 2r equal to 4r. So relation for BCC equal to a root 3 equal to 4r. Coordination number here is very easy. If you take this atom as a target atom and if we find out the number of atoms touching to it, so 4 on the top side and 4 on the bottom side. So coordination number is equal to 8 for BCC. Now suppose we have a layer of atom. That layer of atom we called as A layer. So you can see here there are these atoms are arranged in a row wise fashion. This layer we can call as A layer. Now this layer has some cavity. That cavity either we can denote it by B or we can denote it by C. For example, if the shape of cavity is like this, we can denote it by B, and that is shown here. So the shape is like this one here. Again, if the shape is like this, and this cavity we can denote by C, that is also shown here. So we have two cavities here in that row of atoms. That cavity we denote by B or C. It means that we can keep a layer of atom on the top of it either at position B or at position C. I will rub this again and we will try putting a layer B or layer C. Suppose we put a layer B here. And third one. Now you can see that we can either put only B or only C. If you put here B, matlab atoms at the position B, then we cannot put atoms at the position C because there is no space. Or if you put atoms at position C, for example here, we cannot put atoms at position B because there is no space here. So either we can put B layer on the top of A layer or we can put C layer on the top of A layer, but we can put C layer on the top of B layer like this. Here we can put C layer on the top of B like this. So this gives rise to the two combinations of this. One is called as A-B combination. So you will get A, B, again A layer, again on the top of that B layer, AB, AB, AB. This is the layer sequence. This layer sequence gives you the HCP structure, that is hexagonal structure. And if you have a sequence of layer as ABC, ABC, ABC and so on, you will get a CCP structure or FCC, that is face centered cubic structure. Now we will see the face centered cubic structure and SCP structure. So as I said in the last slide, we have A layer here, again we have B layer, again A layer, B layer, A layer. So the sequence is like AB, AB, AB and so on. So this is form HCP structure. Here A plane is shown separately for clarity. A plane is here, again B plane is here, and again A plane on the top of that. This will form hexagonal structure. If you put ABC, ABC, ABC layer, you will form FCC or CCP structure. So here black color is the A layer, red color is the B layer, and again top of that blue color is the C layer. If you take some of the atoms from this portion and if you construct a unit cell, you will get a unit cell of FCC structure, that is face centered cubic, and that is shown here. So this is A layer, these are A layers, the red one is the B layer and blue one is the C layer. Again for clarity, the unit cell is shown here. These are ABC, ABC, ABC layers stacked in a sequence. We will take only ABCA, these 4 number of layers from that, and if you construct a unit cell like this, you will get FCC unit cell. In FCC we have an atom at each face, like that. So in FCC there are 4 lattice points, that is 1/8 into 8 plus half into 6. Half into 6 because we have 6 number of faces here. This comes to 4. So we have 4 number of lattice points. Now we'll find out how many number of atoms are there. So we have same number of atoms, 1/8 into 8 plus half into 6 is equal to 4. So lattice point is equal to 4, number of atoms is equal to 4, and as I said earlier, if we divide number of atoms by the lattice point, you get answer is equal to 1. That's why this we can call as monoatomic unit cell, or you can call as monoatomic crystal structure. Again here the relationship between A and R we cannot find out using this simple relation because we don't know the distance in between these two. So you have to find out atoms touching together, and they are touching at the phase diagonal. And the phase diagonal we know that is equal to a root 2 is equal to this radius r, this 2r, and this is r. So this comes equal to 4r. This is the relation between A and R. These are also important relations and you have to remember this. Now the coordination number in FCC. If you take an atom, for example, if you take this atom as a target atom, and if you find out number of atoms touching to it, you can see that in this plane 4 atoms are touching. So 4 plus the same type of atom are touching behind, so 4 plus 4 plus, if you extend this unit cell, you will get another unit cell on the front side of this, and that also has this kind of arrangement. So it will again touching to 4 atoms. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 equal to 12 coordination number for FCC. So there is relation between the A and R is summarized here. For simple cubic, it's A equal to 2R because simply they are touching together. So we can find out this R, this R, this is the A, that is the unit length. In BCC, because we have an atom here and we don't know the distance in between these two, we cannot find out, but atoms at the body diagonals are touching together, and we know that body diagonal is a root 3. So BCC a root 3 equal to 4R. In FCC again, this we know that this is radius, this is the radius, but we don't know this distance. But we know that these atoms are touching together at the phase diagonal, and phase diagonal is given by a root 2. So FCC a root 2 equal to 4R. Coordination number we have seen for simple cubic, it's 6. One atom is touching to 6 other atoms. For BCC it's 8. The atom at the body center is touching to 4 other atoms on the top plane, 4 atoms on the bottom plane. In FCC is equal to 12. 4 atoms from the same plane, 4 atoms from the body center of one unit cell, and 4 atoms from the body center of another unit cell. And for HCP it's again 12. We can see that this atom is touching to 6 other atoms in the same plane, 3 atoms in another one unit cell, and 3 atoms in another unit cell. Now there is a term called as atomic packing fraction. This will give the density of the unit cell. And just now we have seen that BCC is having 2 number of lattice points in one unit cell, simple cubic having 1 number of lattice point in one unit cell, and FCC having 4 number of lattice points in one unit cell. So if you find out the density of that unit cell, we will get the atomic packing fraction. This will tell you how much space is occupied by the atoms. So the formula is number of atoms in a unit cell into volume of one unit, that is 4 by 3 equal to pi r cube, because atoms are assumed as hard sphere. 4 by 3 equal to pi r cube. Volume of the unit cell is simply given by a cube, because this is the cubic unit cell. For other unit cell, the formula will not get applied. You have to find out volume by some other ways. So if you solve this, you will get, for simple cubic, packing fraction equal to 52%. It means that only 52% space is occupied and other is empty. For BCC it's around 68%, and for FCC it's around 74%. It means that the highest density is for FCC unit cell. Now if you know the unit cell, you can also find out the density by the unit cell and the volume. So the formula is N into A, where N is the number of atoms in a unit cell, A is the atomic weight, Na is the Avogadro's number, into V is the volume.